Welcome to Vertical Football, and this is the five things we learned brought to you once again by Vertical Football. Yeah, so it's Chelsea versus Wolves in the Carabao Cup. We won the match and we have progressed into the round three, I believe. Yeah, because we have played the round four. I think we have progressed into the round three. It's a victory. That's one thing we should take, but the performance is one thing we should drop. I don't think we want to take this particular performance going forward. I think this is it's a game of two halves. I would call it more. I see it more like a basketball. Yeah, because whenever Chelsea comes to the Molineux Stadium, the Wolf Stadium is always full of goals. Yeah, the last time we came here, the result was 5-2, where Nonemadueke got an hat-trick and Kopama also an hat-trick of assists, and somebody I think around Joao Felix, Joao Felix and Nicholas Jackson. It was just all chaos, and this particular one also just is nothing different from that particular one. It's just like in this one, there is shitty performance all over the place. Yeah, shitty performance all over the place. And I don't think we want to keep up stuffs like this. So before I start ranting, let's just jump into the five things we learned in this particular match. So I'll break it down into two parts, speak about the first half and speak about the second half. So I think in the first half, I put it down in my book here is I think we had a whole lot of passes in the first half and they were quick and precise, which is something that we need in the beginning phase of the match, like in the first 15 minutes of the match. What's it called? Wolves were kind of like they were in the game. They were not going on a low block. They were not sitting just so deep in their box. They were trying to be ambitious, playing in the 4-2-3-1 and trying to just hold us up. And we moved on in the game. We passed our ball right. The passes were very fast. They were quick and they were more vertical passes than horizontal. And what do I mean vertical passes? It was more of a progressive pass. So they were moving from the defensive phase to the midfield to the attack. So it occurred very quickly and you saw we got our goals very early in the match. Just banged them in the first 15 minutes. We have gotten 2 goals. So it was very, very effective passing the ball around. And this is something I have always thought about. Like, okay, this is nice. I think I commend that because the way we build up causes a whole lot of problem for us. I know that's not a discussion for today, but I just felt like I should make mention of that. The way we build up causes a whole lot of problem for us because we build up very slow and it gives the opponent opportunity to stay in shape and be very compact. But in this particular one, we passed the ball very quickly and vertically. Like it just kept on moving from the beginning phase of the pitch to the middle phase of the pitch and to the attacking third, and we were converting the chances that we got. So I commend that. And so the next one, I would like to speak about Jamie Gittins. I think is growing into the game. Yeah, growing into the game. Fantastic guy in the way he plays, most especially the way he moves the ball. He just is that guy who takes you off your seat when he gets the ball and is moving. You know, okay, there is something out of this. Take the ball, beats his man. When somebody is covering up for the guy that he has beaten, he still tries to like move on and do another take on against the next guy that is coming up. And it's not a coincidence that he got 2 assists in this particular match and a goal. So I think it's a very brilliant performance from that guy, from Jamie Gittins. We spoke about him coming into the club. I think we spoke about it. Him not being ready. He needs time. He needs to work on his physicality. He needs to work on his quickness, his pace and his acceleration, and also his end product. And I think he has been doing good job, even if it is not a massive jump, but you know, it is like a gradual process. And it's not coincidence. You look at the match against Ajax, he was the man of the match. You look at the match against the one we lost to Sunderland, when he came on, because they were sitting in a low block, he was not that effective, but you could see it like this guy has it in him. And in this particular match, I think in the first half, he was electric. He was creating and getting us chances with taking player on, shooting shots to the net, finding the guy that is arriving late, finding passes to Esteval, finding passes to Malogusto, who are always on the right hand side waiting for the ball. And I think it's just so and to speak about the goal, that was mind blowing. I was wowed. I was wowed. Like, took the ball, like just gave him the pass and one time finish. And I used to say, if we have wingers that can touch levels like this, if we have wingers that can take on the ball and do something with it, and when they get chances to score goals, they still score goals, I think we will do very well on our wing part. We will do very well because looking at the way Enzo Maresca plays, we rely so much on our wingers. They need to be very, very effective. They need to be very, very they need to be very, very they need to be up on their game in their 1v1 ability, in their crosses, and in their shot taking. And I think Jamie Gittin is beginning to tick those boxes, and that's very, very good for the club. So the third thing I would say is our left wing, most especially still in the first half. I think I enjoyed what I saw in the first half coming from the left wing, and that's in the person of Ato and Jamie Gittins. So if you have Jamie Gittins, who is the guy who is doing so much attacking duty, and in that space you have somebody like Uriel Ato who is doing the defensive duty at that capacity, at that level, you just know, like, okay, there is something good that can come out of this space. And I think I'm very, very pleased with them. I enjoyed the way they played, and it was very, very obvious that the guys, even the other guys playing, they were very, very comfortable switching the play easily from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, because they knew that something was always going to come out of it. And it's just beautiful. I think I enjoyed the way they play. I enjoyed the way they played defensively, the way they played attacking in offensively. And I think I just want to give credit to that. And now let's go to the second half. Let's talk about the second half. I think in the second half, there is so much of problems than the good things that happened there. The only good thing that happened in the second half was, what's it called? The goal for Jamie Gittins. But in the first half, in the second half, it was all very, very shitty performance. Very, very shitty performance. I think, I'm trying to get my thoughts together so I don't just keep parabolating and roaming around and just ranting, because I think I don't want to rant. I want to speak about the issues that came up in the second half, and it's just very painful. It's very painful, and I want to try and look at it from different perspective. Why is this thing happening? Why do we take the lead in the first half, and then we come into the second half, and then we just cannot sustain what we have built in the first half? And this same thing occurred in the match against Sunderland, and coming into this particular match, how can we still be doing the same thing? It just does not make any sense. You play so well in the first half, and then you're coming into the second half, and it's just like, are these not the same guys who played in the first half? Who are these ones that are playing in the second half? It's just a very, very big surprise that we can go from that level coming down to this level. I don't think that's acceptable in this club. And I want to put that part on the squad being a very young squad. Yeah. And this is not a justification. This is just to bring light. This is just to bring light into that part of inconsistency that you will get from a very young squad. You go back and look at performances like the performance we had against Nottingham Forest, the performance we had against Liverpool, and then the performance we had against Ajax. And then all of a sudden you go to Sunderland and this particular match against Wolves, and you're like, something is just not right. How do you keep going in that wave? It makes no sense. If you want to achieve something big, if you want to win these competitions that you are playing in, if you want to still make top 4 or fight for the title, which is something I feel like if you are looking at the inconsistency in the club, you just don't want to put yourself in that space of saying we're fighting for the title. Yeah. you don't want to say that because the inconsistency is just too much. And we know in the game of football, it is ups and downs. But you cannot be going up and then you are going that down. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. How can you play like that? How can you that performance in the second half? If it was just a second half, Wolves will beat us 200 times if we play like that. Yeah, you don't play like that. You don't play like that. I think something needs to be done about that. And let me speak about the last thing, which is going to be the fifth thing. I'm still going to talk about something else, but let me just speak about the fifth thing, which is why can't we win area duels? And I just kept on asking myself the same question. Even in the first half, where we were better, we still did not win area duels. And why is that? You have Tosin, and the area duels I'm speaking about here is most especially in the central back. Yeah, in the center back rather. Pardon me for that. In the center back, you have Tosin, you have Achimpong. These guys they are of good heights. So what's the problem of you not being able to win area duels? And if you're not winning area duels, why can't you win the second balls? Why? And one thing I saw, because I just kept on asking myself the question, why can't we win area duels? And one thing I saw in this particular match is our timing of the ball, most especially from our center back and most especially from Tosin. His timing is always, I don't want to use the word wrong, but I think his timing are not correct. Yeah, sometimes you are looking at the ball and you know the perfect time to take the jump, even if the other guy who you are competing with is big. But when you know the right time to leap, to go for the ball, you will always win it, or majority of the times you will win it. And these are the things that you see in center backs like Saliba, like Gabriel, like what's it called, Van Dijk. Like this thing is it's just all about calculation. And I know the tension on the field of play is not going to be as easy as I'm thinking about it or looking at it from the outside, because I'm not on the field of play. But it's just all about preparation. It's just all about calculation. Now the ball is coming in the air. You look at it, 1 second, 2 seconds. You are taking the first step. You are taking the second step. Then go. But it's more like we are always waiting for the person who wants to get the ball, which is the opponent player, to take the first jump. Then you are trying to protect him from getting the ball. No, it makes no sense. Go for the ball. In a context where it is an area duel, what you want to do is go for the ball, not go with the player. It makes no sense to be going with the player, because if your mindset is, when I watched it over and over and over again, what I saw was they were going for the player. So if your mindset is you want to go for the player and the mindset of the other person is going for the ball, he will get the ball, but you will get the player. And it's as simple, as straightforward as that. So when he gets the ball, he has the opportunity to be able to time it and choose where to head the ball to. And we have suffered this thing a whole lot of time. We suffered it against Brentford. We suffered it against Manchester United. The ball that led to Sanchez's red card. It was Chalobah didn't time the guy. And I don't want to go into that. I'm just telling you that there are instances made like plenty of times in this season where we have lost our area duels. And these are things that you don't want to happen. You need to be winning area duels. You just definitely need to be winning area duels. And it's becoming a problem, like you saw in this particular match. Wolves were playing into the ball. They were not using so much of the area duels. They were not using so much of it. Then it got to a point, I think they noticed, and I would say that very clearly. They noticed, and you will see like there was wave of area balls all of a sudden, and most especially in the second half. They would have gotten the talk, they would have talked about it in the dressing room, and coming into the second half, they weaponized it. They started kicking every single free kick directly into the box because they know that we were weak in that part. Every throw-in started becoming a very long throw because they know that we were weak in that part. And you look at it, it led to goal. Yeah, the third goal. It led into the third goal. And you're even looking at instances where they could have gotten goals. The one that ball dropped to Strand Larsen and he could have gotten goal. Like, we need to start doing something about this. And I'm very, very furious with somebody like Tosin, because the job of a centre back is to be a commander of your box. So if you cannot command, and how will you command your box? You control the players there and you make sure that when the opponent is sending balls into that place, you are sending the balls out. It's as simple and straightforward as that. And I don't want to keep talking about it. I just feel like they need to do something about it. And lastly, let me just drop this one point. I think Chelsea needs to do something about their discipline issue. Yeah. That the issue of red card is getting really, really bad. And in this particular one, I think Liam Delap, if I was in the Chelsea board or I was in the Chelsea management, I think it needs to be sanctioned. And sanction probably is going to be a fine or something. I don't know how it wants to come up, but it needs to be sanctioned. You came into the field of play, you received a yellow card. Can I still even remember what he received his first yellow card for? Was it a foul or something around hitting a player? He received it. Let me just say he received the yellow card. That second one is something that was avoidable. He was playing and play because when he was going for the ball, he looked at the player. So that automatically tells you that he knows what he wants to go and do. It's not like he was jumping blindly and he just hits the player. He was moving and he looked at the player and then he still went on to raise an elbow to hit him on the face. Bro, who does that? It makes no sense. This discipline thing, I think is not, like I have said in the last show that we did, is as much as we want to put it on the coach, it is a player thing. I want to play football, so I will find a way to always avoid getting these cards. Yellow card is a part of the game. But when you start getting red card consistently, and I think Liam Delap suffers from that disease in the sense that he kind of gets yellow card unnecessarily. Yeah, you find out more. Majority of Liam Delap's yellow card in Chelsea's shirts is not necessarily him going into a tackle and hitting the player. It's more of going to go and badge players when they are not necessarily. Look at Tyreek George. What was that yellow card that he got? You push the player to the ground, fine and good. You have gotten them a yellow. You have killed the momentum of the ball, and now they have to play their free kick. And the guy is standing up to want to play his free kick, and you are going down to rake him down again. Bro, that was fucking unnecessary. It was fucking unnecessary. I don't know why he had to do that. Yeah, and I just do not understand. I think a whole lot of things needs to be done. The player, probably somebody, they need to start seeing the psychology and letting them know the effect, the impact of them getting a yellow card and how it affects the team. Yeah, somebody needs to start speaking to them about this. So overall performance for me, bad performance, but I don't want to use the word bad because it was a game of two halves. First half, I loved what I see. Quick passes, quick movement, vertical passes, taking of chances, 3 goals scored, nice link up in the front line, Estevao, Jamie Gittins and Tyreek George, nice link up. In the second half, all shitty, did not do anything significant aside the Jamie Gittins goal. Yeah, so we needed the big boys to come on the pitch to be able to bring balance. And even the big boys coming on the pitch did not even make so much difference. It did not make so much difference. And one last, I think I will just talk about this some other time. Buonanotte. There's a whole lot to say about Buonanotte. So thank you very much, guys, for sticking with us. What do you think about this particular match? I know you also are in so much rage about this match. Just dropping that fact that we won and progressed, that's the only good thing to take in this particular match. And some performances from Estevao and what's his name and Jamie Gittins. For the rest, not players, the rest of the performance, all shitty. So thank you very much, guys, for sticking with us. This is brought to you by Vertical Football. What do you think about this match? Please put it in the comment section and let's talk about it. Till we see you some other time. Namaste.